I think what the public could be expected, thanks Ceann Comhairle, the public could expect from the Green Party that they take the side of the environment rather than major multinational corporations. But that's not what they're getting. Deputy Ledden, I think, was arguably more enthusiastic in his cheerleading for more and more data centres in this country than even Minister Burke was. He fits very well the role of outrider for a right-wing, anti-environmental government, and with the language that anything that goes against the interests of the big corporations, you just get to dismiss it with cynical populism. So to go into some of the arguments that were used, I mean, the most incredible argument that was made by Deputy Ledden is that we need users of power. We need to expand the usage of power in this country in order to attract more renewable energy. It's a bizarre, unscientific argument. At the moment, as presumably Deputy Ledden knows, the significant majority of power generated in this state is generated from fossil fuels, not from renewable energy. If we keep adding to our energy usage, at the same time as we add renewable energies onto our energy sources, we're never going to get there in terms of being 100% renewable. It is exactly like trying to walk down an escalator that is going up. We need to reduce energy usage at the same time as transitioning to renewable energy and electrifying the economy, as opposed to expanding energy usage, which is what happens no matter where you put these data centers in the country. You're expanding energy usage in the country, and you make the goal of achieving 100% renewable energy further and further away. You will never arrive at that point if we continue on that line. It does not make sense. The second key argument made by the government, this time elucidated by Minister Burke, is the idea, which I don't fully understand, that somehow it is kind of inappropriate for the Dáil to change planning law in public interest. That planning law is something separate and independent over here. But that's not the case. It's entirely correct and appropriate that the Dáil can legislate in the public interest for the kind of planning that we want to see. It is entirely appropriate for us to say that we're not going to have more fossil fuel infrastructure in this country. We're not going to sink more money into something that is a climate problem, that all investment in energy must go into energy solutions as opposed to creating more problems that will be with us for decades. That's entirely appropriate and within the rights of this House, and something that we should do, and the same applies in terms of data centre. The other argument that was made by a number of different deputies, I think, is the idea that data centres are necessary. I just pose a question over that. How necessary is everything that goes on in data centres? And the truth is we don't know. Because of commercial secrecy, because of the fact that these are big private corporations organised on the basis of profit that don't explain exactly what is happening in the data centres, we don't fully know. We don't know how much of what is happening in data centres is stuff that is genuinely useful, that improves people's lives, and how much of it is advertising, consciously creating new wants for people to consume more energy. How much of it, and even more of it is this, is algorithms trying to target these advertising to create new wants for people. How much of it is surveillance capitalism? How much of it is stuff that is the pursuit of profit by a small number of corporations that does not at all add to the quality of life? It doesn't contribute to a good life for people, which is what people want to have. The evidence suggests quite a lot of it. And it points to the fact that it's a major problem that what should be a public space of social media is not a public space at all. They're privately controlled corporations. These should be public utilities in democratic control, and then we can have a discussion as a society about how much data do we really need, how much of this infrastructure. The final point I want to make, because I haven't had a chance in all our debates on data centres yet, is the point about water. No, you're grand. Is the point about water. Each data centre uses somewhere between 500,000 litres of water a day and 5 million litres of water a day. And the Tánaiste, Leo Varadkar, was quoted the other day as saying Ireland should position itself as the place to invest due to its abundance of green energy and treated water. And I just think anybody who was watching politics in 2014, 15, 16, we were told about the water crisis, etc., which is actually real, will be thinking, where was this abundance of treated water when it came to hitting ordinary householders with the water charges? They find the water and the energy for the big corporations, but they won't find them for ordinary people, and actually ordinary people can face blackouts as a result. Thanks.
Thank you, Deputy Mark.